Hello and welcome to another video from Between the Ropes TV. We've got a very, very special guest joining us today. Jordan, how are you doing?
All good, mate. Thanks for having me on, mate. It's a pleasure.
Brilliant, brilliant. We're always delighted to have you on, Jordan. So thanks very much for joining us. I just thought, Jordan, as we say with all the boxers that we have on, how did you get into boxing?
Boxing, do you know what? It's just like a lot of us boxers, we all come from a lot of us are council estate kids. Do you know what I mean? When you're from a council estate, a lot of us come from broken homes and hard times and whatnot. So, yeah, listen, it was rough and ready, always around fighting. Dad had 5 brothers, very old school morals. We'd get out in the back garden with my cousins all fighting each other. Just a bit of old school, mate. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, kind of like just kind of carried that, get into trouble here and there. Then had a lot of trauma and drama growing up, mate. Like saw a lot of things I shouldn't have seen due to, say, alcohol, substance, and drug substance from my family and stuff like that. So I had a lot of anger growing up, a lot of blame, a lot of hate, and I was just basically just I was game and taking out on anyone really. Like I never really backed down, and I was always the first person to do something, and I always got in trouble. And that carried into school and things like that. And then they kind of like put me in like a section, like a class thing, where they were like, "Oh, do this boxing thing. It's for like anger management or whatnot." So I was like, "Oh," I said, "Yeah," I said, "I'll do it, mate." I said, "It's an hour lesson." You know what I mean? I'll do a bit of sports out lesson. So I was all for that. And then a trainer, Graham Mel, started doing a bit of pads. And he was doing pads with me. He was going, "Beautiful, lovely, lovely," doing the pads. I was hitting the pads. I was thinking to myself, "God, is he all right?" And he's complimenting, going, "Beautiful, lovely." And I thought, "Oh, it's a bit weird. This is weird. This is like," but I was never really used to this someone showing me love and complimenting me and telling me. And I was thinking, but I must have always craved this. I've always craved this attention and like, to belong somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Because I always like felt like I was always a little bit like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
yeah, I can't really explain. Like it's just a weird one, mate. It's a bit drama, but yeah. So I just craved that, and then like from then on, I just I couldn't stop thinking about it. I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then I kept getting in trouble, and things were happening at home. So then he saw that, and he offered me a job down the gym, 10 in the morning till 10 at night. I said, "Yeah, go on, mate. We'll keep that at school anyway." So I went there, and I was in there when I
Long
was
day
like
that.
15. Mate, slave labor. I tell you, mate. I was clean, but the thing is, right, when I was there, I was cleaning and like, mate, like, do you know what? Like, it's mad. I was tidying the gym. I started to learn how to talk to people, taking people on the pads, and that was just like growing me into a man and building my confidence and respect and being around others. And I was like, it just grew me up, and I just found the love for it, mate. And then from then on, mate, I just kind of didn't turn like boxing kind of found me really, and I was in a lot of trouble, mate. Like, and then I ended up going to West Ham, and he got my trainer got locked up for 8 or 9 years and things like that. And I was like, I need to move away because I always knew how to make a few quid as a young kid, mate. Like, and I had to hustle early, mate. When I was about 14, 13, 14, mate, I was putting food on the table, mate. So yeah, so I thought, I need to move. So this family took me in. They must have saw some kid like 16 years old traveling to West Ham, like he's like looking all bummy and that. They just took a shine to me, and they said, "Look, we give you an opportunity." And then I moved there, and I looked around myself, and I thought to myself, like they're all big houses and stuff like that. I was like, wow, so this is possible. Like, it opened my mind, and then from then on, mate, I just excelled, mate. And then West Ham and Huddersfield and England and Team GB, and it's been a mad journey, mate. Like, it's fucking mental, mate. Really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and it's been a successful one. I wanted to ask you about West Ham because obviously, for those that don't know, you've come from Luton, don't you?
Yeah.
So to come from Luton into box for West Ham must be something. But what was it like boxing for such a prestigious amateur club? I mean,
Mate,
did you get trained off Mickey Driscoll?
Mickey Driscoll, right? And oh, mate, it's unbelievable. Because when I was boxing for Stevenage, my first season as an amateur, they gave me 2 fights to end me straight into the ABAs. It was like you either sink or swim. All these lads had 50, 60 fights. I'm at the weigh-in, nervous, don't know what I'm doing. I've had 2 fights, but I got all the way to the final, about 6 or 7 times, beat some good kids, England kids, and things like that, just through my grit and determination. That's what it was. I couldn't really box. I was just fit, strong, in game, and just on it. And then I lost to the world number 2 by about 6 or 7 points in the final. When I went to the national finals, I looked and I was like, West Ham had 5 or 6 lads, Repton had 5 or 6 lads, Berkeley had a few lads. I just thought, right, I thought this is what I need to be. So I reached out and they said, yeah, come down. They knew about me, and I went down on a Saturday. My mum had to, like, we had to sell fucking, my mum had to sell a jewelry and that. We had no money, mate. Like, so made a few quid anyway. Went down there. And I remember, like, the first session on the Saturday, like, I got a train down there. It took about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get down there. Walked down back of the pub, opened the door. I'm nervous, mate, because like it's just, when you're a kid, you're nervous. You heard about this club, like it's unbelievable champions. You know what I mean? So I remember walking in to the West Ham Boys Club, spitting sawdust, claret and blue, old school. And I was like, fucking hell. I was like, all right. So I went into the office, sat there, and Leanne was the secretary. She sat me down, and Mickey May come in. He was like, all right, proper old school, mate, like proper. Oh, mate, he was a legend, mate. He was. And
Yeah,
he was
he's a
like,
legend, Mickey May, isn't he?
oh,
Yeah.
mate, fucking loved him, mate. He really took me in. And he's like, oh, you want a box here? I was like, yeah, sounds. So then he was like, watching me on the bags and things like that, mate. But I was just try so hard, mate. I was like, fucking, I'm normally a fit kid. So I was like a fit kid back then. And I was like, trying so hard to people do around. But like, after that session, I was fucked, man. Like, and I was training. I didn't realize I was training with the kids. Like, I was training with like kids who were a bit younger than me. I was like, man, this is a different level. And I thought that then just made me think, right, need to be there. And yeah, really like was sparring the best out there, man. Like I was probably the worst fighter there, to be honest with you. Like when I first started, I was just so tough and strong and just like, yeah, it's this game. But then
Did you ever train with Luke Saunders at West
yeah,
Ham?
yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're all there together. Me, Luke Saunders, Tom Beanie, Douglas Doherty, Calic Mia. So like I was ended up having honestly, I had black eyes every single week. From that on, then I was like one of the main lads there, mate. Like so, like
you learn from it.
It's that, yeah, you do, man. You really do. So I just think like it was a good. Yeah, it was class, man. It was a really, really good gym, man. I miss the days, mate, going to the clubs, going away, and when you West Ham top, everyone knew that West Ham or Repton.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, claret and blue. Yeah, I miss it, man.
Yeah. Even up here in the amateur gyms up here, they talk about West Ham and obviously Mickey May. He's no longer with us, but Mickey May has got the same sort of reputation as Alex Ferguson in the amateur boxing sort of world, hasn't he? And even up here, when you go look at the Berkeley lads or the Forest Hall lads from the northeast, they all talk about West Ham as a really prestigious club. But when you look at your amateur achievements, Jordan, I mean, you were senior ABA champion, you won loads of national titles, you boxed for the WSB. In your opinion, because I know you had about 100 amateur fights, I think you won about 90 of them. What was your proudest amateur achievement?
It was winning the senior ABAs because like it's a prestige title, but I think I don't know. I don't know, man. Like it was a few of them, man. Like my last tournament for GB, probably. Like I went to Belarus and we boxed 5 times out there. Beat some, European, beat everyone. Like I won a gold. That was probably because I like thought to myself, right, I'm actually at that level, mate. Like I just boxed on world class level kids, man, and like won a gold. I showed I could box. I showed I could fight. And then that was supposed to set me into the Olympics because I was the last middleweight to win the gold and things like that. But yeah, look, it's boxing. But it's been a blessing in a way. But yeah, ABAs, the whole process, mate. Like even the WSB, mate. Like taking the Kazakh number 1, or number 2 was he was on a day notice, mate. And I you know what I mean. I put up a good fight against him, and that made me realize I was like, oh, like fucking hell, I'm not too bad. Like I'm all right. So yeah.
Yeah, you can mix it with the very best. Definitely.
I've had,
and then that'll bring us very much to about your pro career as well.
Yeah, pro career, mate. Yeah, so basically, I feel like it started again now, mate. Like I think fucking because I've had even for the amateurs and GB and things like that, mate. I've always had like something just pulling me back and injuries and just something, man. Like always holding me back, and now I just feel like Then I turned pro. Then all this pandemic hit. I was like, oh my god. And then I was about to. And I was 2 weeks out, no, a week out of my pro debut. Then medical issues got put up, and I was like, what? So my professional debut got pushed back again. I was like, fucking hell, so I do tests again, and then it was actually fine. And then I was just one thing after another, and then opponents weren't Christmas opponents didn't turn up, so I was like fucking hell. Took Christmas off. Then I was having my big breakthrough at the start of the year. Eddie Hearn, Alexandra Palace, blah blah blah. A week before last spar, then I ruptured my tendon, and I'm like fucking hell. It's just mental, mate. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't rain, it pours, doesn't it? But
Mate,
the thing is though, Jordan, so far early in your pro career, you've been through a lot of adversity. Plus what you were saying earlier on about the adversity you've been through as a child. Do you think that gives you an advantage in terms of your mental strength? Because it seems as though nothing can phase you, nothing can put you off.
Yeah, 100%. It set me up in life, you know, mate. Like, I'm a bit different. Like it's like mate, because even that week before my last GB trial, I ruptured my long head bicep. Like it's just like I've been through a lot harder, mate, in my life, mate. Do you know what I mean? I've always just got through it, mate. Like even though I take a week where I'm like a bit like, oh mate, like fuming, but I know I always get there. Whether it takes me a little bit longer, I do always get there. So yeah, it's just yeah, it's like I've seen a lot. I've seen real life stuff, but don't really like. You know what I mean? It's nothing on that. So yeah.
Yeah. So obviously you've had a good.
But the other thing as well, Jordan.
So
no, I was going to say, as you go on.
Yeah. So obviously you've had quite a good start to your pro career. And how do you feel having the likes of Joe Calzaghe and Darren Barker in your management will make in your development?
Yeah, it's legend, mate. Because you know what, they don't take anyone on really, so they must see real potential. And I gel with them, man. Like especially Darren. Like Darren rings me most days. I was with him the other day actually, and it's just more like it's just like they know the game, mate. They know it's a dog sport. They know it's a lot of corruption and like they've been there and done it, mate. So and they've been fighters themselves. So now I feel blessed, man. Like they're good people. They're like lads. They're like friends, mate. Do you know what I mean? I can ring him, have a crack with him, blah blah blah. It's business. Let's have it. Do you know what I mean? We're all like buzzing, like, and it probably feels like for them as well, especially Darren. Feels like he's boxing again. Do you know what I mean? He's like, oh yeah, come on, come on, man. So it's great, man. For them to like take me on, and they don't really take too many fires. I think they got 3 fires or something. So yeah, buzz, mate. It's a buzzing, and it's a confidence boost for me as well.
Yeah, and what would you say your short-term goals in boxing would be for the next 12 to 18 months?
Just get these next 18 months. I want to be British champion, mate. To be honest with you, I would say like within 18 months, I want to be British champion. But next year, let's just get some fucking area belts. Just get these belts. Get Southern Area English title fights. We'll just get like do a 6-rounder, 6 or 8. Just get active, mate. But I want titles next year for sure. Titles next year for sure. I feel unbelievable, mate. I feel great. Like I'm not like I feel like I've just got everything spot on now. Like, and I've learned that less is more. And yeah, I feel really good. Like life's good, man. Like fucking, I could have just swallowed this sport. I could have turned my back to it at the start of the year. But I had dramas happening to me with boxing side of stuff and people taking money, and I've had mad stuff happen to me this year. But I've actually like come out of it better, mate. Like with everything. So I'm in a good mind, headspace, and I can't really wait. Really, I can't wait. And do you know what? Like, it shows that a lot of people believe me as well because, like, I ain't really booked for a year, and we're already done. I've got my tickets 2 days ago, and I've done over 250 tickets already. Like for me, that means more to me than winning any title, mate. To be honest with you, mate. Like, and I think fucking that's ledge, man. Like, I think fair play. So we're gonna do some numbers come the 29th of October. There will be an army there, and it's just I love it, mate. That's what it's about for me.
Because that's a big bill, isn't it, Jordan? The October 29th card, that's a big bill. But you do have a massive following coming from Luton as well. Let's be honest. You're a real popular guy, you're a real character. So it doesn't really surprise me that you still got a big following.
Yeah, buzzing, man. I just thought like then I thought I'd struggle a bit because, like, obviously it's been drama and drama before the last few fights, and so I don't know. Yeah, sound. And do you know what? Like, I'm getting support from up north as well. People coming from Ireland to support me. It's all around the country, mate. It's ledge, and like that's just word of mouth. So I think when I'm on the media, I get a little bit of television on me. I can just, I think, yeah, it'd be good. Be alright.
Yeah. And also, my final question for you would be: obviously, we know the difficulties that you faced on your come up, and you've overcome them, and now you're doing well as a professional boxer. What advice would you give to any young child or young person aspiring to become a professional boxer, but who's also going through difficulties?
Just, I would always say, just take the lonely road. Don't take no for an answer. Keep striving forward. Keep pushing forward. Keep climbing, and just be different, man. Like, don't follow the crowd, man. Like, go out and do your own thing, and you gotta be comfortable being on your own. Like, it's a lonely sport. Life can be lonely, but you need to be alone and happy with your own thoughts, and just like I'm happy. Like, I'm like fucking. I like being by myself all the time. I'm fucking happy, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, but you gotta be really like good on your own and think outside the box. Think out. I even in life in general, businesses and whatever, you gotta think outside the box. Think outside the system, and there's always opportunities out there. So just keep striving. Just keep striving, and no matter what it takes, if you work hard and you keep believing in yourself and you keep pushing forward, you always get there. Doesn't matter how long it takes. And that's it, really.
Nice one. John, just before I let you go, I've got a question that I had to ask you, really. When you talk about Lindy Hop Jive and 1950 style music, it's not really typical of a boxer to be into that, particularly boxers from the like from council estates, etc.
Yeah.
How did you get into that genre of music?
Do you know, mental, mate. Like, I listen to my UK rap and I brought up and all that. Do you know what I mean? But like, do you know what it is? I think I watched a film one time. I watched a film and I heard this like really weird noise, like wow wow, like some weird like country noise, right? And I don't know why. I don't know what it was. It was a Hank Williams, right? It's a country singer, and he was singing about he was singing about how like his songs were about real life stories. I was like, fucking hell, I can relate to this. And
Yeah.
I remember I was like listening to him on the train to West Ham. That's when it all started, and I was listening to his songs in his train, and then obviously I started watching all these mad videos and that, and I was like, wow. Then moved into like 50s rock and roll. I was like, oh, everyone could dance back then. And I was like, imagine just going to a wedding or something or going somewhere and you just put up with a bird and you just start fucking doing all this mad stuff. And then,
it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was lit. And you know what? It's weird how it all works out because I always had that vision. And then now I'm engaged to a professional dancer. And we're both like, it's fucking mental, mate. Like, we're both like, it's just mental how it all kind of works out, really. When you think, fucking hell, actually, that's a bit weird, actually. I kind of just thought about that. But yeah, that's always had that vision of like, just fucking, like, I don't know. Just thought, it's happy. The music kept me happy as well. It was like an escape for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was a bit of an escape. And like, when you're growing up and you're on the, you're on the streets and you're with the lads, and this is all that music and that, like, you are influenced to do some mad stuff, and like, fuck, especially where from, like, robbing and making a few quid, or like, you got to do what you got to do, mate. It's just like, weren't bad people, but it was like a trend when you were growing up. Like, you go through these, like, when you're a certain age, you go play knock up ginger, knock on the door and run off, or then it gets worse and worse and worse. And then obviously, with the old lads, you get a little bit groomed, and you think, fuck it, I want that. All these lads, like, young, we're young and they're a bit older, and all these nice chains and watches and nice cars. I think, oh, I want to do that, and you get influenced. You know what I mean? But you just got to realise in that it's not really the way forward, mate. Like, you want to get out of that life, mate. Otherwise, it was a drama, and I've seen what it's done to people, mate. And it's a mad old game.
Yeah, nice one. Well, John, it's been really inspiring to hear you talk, mate. You've been really insightful. Just before I let you go, is there any sponsors or is there anyone that you want to shout out?
Oh, mate, fucking hell. Where's my book? Do you know what? We'll leave that one out because I don't want to miss any out. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, everyone who's supporting me, they know they are. I appreciate everyone's support, man. It's just legend. I've been a little bit quiet on the sponsors and that. but I'm gonna start pinging everyone out very soon. Just trying to get I'm focused.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Focused.
No worries, no worries. Well, what we'll do, John, if it's all right with you, we'll put your social media handles in the comment section so people can follow your journey and find out a bit more about your fight on October the 29th, and they can follow you on social media.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. Legend.
All right, Jordan. Thanks very much for coming on, pal.
Sweet lads. Thank you. Yeah, take it easy, all right?
Take care.
Yes.